Okay, guys, we are back from our break. So let's go to our workbook, Ventures4 workbook. Open it on page 114, Unit 10, Lesson A. And let's continue to practice some listening, okay? Page 114 in your exercise book, the workbook. We are beginning a new unit. We are continuing to do lesson A, practicing our listening skills, okay? Exercise book, page 114, okay? Okay, so we are gonna continue to practice listening skills. And you know, this exercise 1A, you have here the email, and the exercise is asking you to read and answer the questions, then listen, okay? I have some additional information in regards to the exercise. There may be more than one correct answer, okay? You have to write. I just have to choose, okay? So why don't we just read together and then let's continue here, okay? Okay, so let's do. Hi, Heather. You asked me about Salma's wedding reception. It was wonderful. I didn't know very much about Egyptian wedding customs, so a lot of things really surprised me. For one thing, Salma and Youssef already had their wedding ceremony last month. Their tradition is to have a very small ceremony for just the parents. Then a few weeks later, they have a big reception for all their friends, family members, and acquaintances. Another big surprise was that the reception was really two parties, one for men and one for the women. The parties were in two different rooms in a hotel. There were 200 women at the party that I went to. I sat at the table with Salma's sisters and they explained the traditions to me. After a while, Salma and Yusuf came in and sat on a big sofa decorated with flowers. Salma wore a beautiful white dress and Yusuf wore a black suit. We all had a special drink called sherbet that symbolizes good fortune. There was a big show with dancers and musicians, and later we had dinner with a lot of courses. I can't remember all of them. I was also surprised because guests didn't bring presents to the wedding. Salma and Yusuf weren't registered for gifts at a store. Instead, the guests gave money to the bride. Salma's sister Noura is getting married in October and she invited me to her wedding reception. I'm really looking forward to it. Take care, Nicole. Okay, so that was the wedding, the email, and now let's go and answer the questions, okay? The questions are the same. You had to write, I have to pick the option, okay? So let's go by what you see on the screen. And if you have any questions, send me your questions, okay? What kind of wedding did Salma and Yusuf have? An Ecuadorian wedding, an Estonian wedding, an Egyptian wedding, an Ethiopian wedding. And of course, as you see in your book, because you already have that, an Egyptian wedding, okay? Now let's go to question number 2. What 3 things surprised Nicole about Salma and Yusuf's wedding reception? We can select 3, okay? So what are the 3 things that surprised Nicole about the wedding? Salma wore white and Yusuf wore black. I don't think that was a surprise. The wedding reception was a few weeks after the ceremony. Yes, for sure. That was a surprise for her. There were two different parties, one for men and one for women. Yes, that was a surprise. And the guests didn't bring presents. Yes, that was another surprise. The guests brought money, right? Okay. Questions? You can send it to me, okay? Let's go to number 3. Who was invited to the ceremony? The parents, other family members, friends, acquaintances. Who was invited to the ceremony? The parents. We are talking about the wedding ceremony, not the wedding reception. Remember? They had a wedding ceremony way before the reception. Okay? So the wedding ceremony, it was just for the parents. It's a small ceremony, right? Okay, very good. Let's go to number 4. Who was invited to the reception? Now we are talking about the reception, right? So, friends, family members, and acquaintances. Okay, good. Okay, now you understand the difference, right? And now let's go to number 5. What did people give the bride? They gave flowers? No. They gave presents? No. They gave a special drink? No. They gave money. Okay? Good? Easy or difficult? Let's check our answers, and they are all correct. Okay? But now I want you to go listen to the audio and read the email again along with the audio. Okay? I'm going to play the audio. I just want you to listen again. Okay? Good? Okay.
Hi, Heather. You asked me about Salma's wedding reception. It was wonderful. I didn't know very much about Egyptian wedding customs, so a lot of things really surprised me. For one thing, Salma and Youssef already had their wedding ceremony last month. Their tradition is to have a very small ceremony for just the parents. Then, a few weeks later, they have a big reception for all their friends, family members, and acquaintances. Another big surprise was that the reception was really 2 parties, one for men and one for women. The parties were in 2 different rooms in a hotel. There were 200 women at the party that I went to. I sat at a table with Salma's sisters, and they explained the traditions to me. After a while, Salma and Youssef came in and sat on a big sofa decorated with flowers. Salma wore a beautiful white dress, and Youssef wore a black suit. We all had a special drink called sharbat that symbolizes good fortune. There was a big show with dancers and musicians, and later we had dinner with a lot of courses. I can't remember all of them. I was also surprised because guests didn't bring presents to the wedding. Salma and Youssef weren't registered for gifts at a store. Instead, the guests gave money to the bride. Salma's sister Noura is getting married in October, and she invited me to her wedding reception. I'm really looking forward to it. Take care, Nicole.
Okay, guys, now let's go to next page, 115, and let's continue to do our exercises. Now we're going to do exercise number 2, okay? Let's go to next page. So on next page, exercise 2, the exercise is asking you to circle the correct answer. It's the same thing I have here. I just have to highlight here, okay? I'm gonna make it bigger for you to be able to see better. So now, let's try to correct here, do this exercise. Number one, the dinner had 3 courses. For the first course, we had soup. Okay, that's the one that you have there, and you already have soup circled in your book. Why soup is the right one? Because that's food. Yeah, dinner, the first course cannot be coffee because coffee is not food. Okay, let's go to number 2. I love going to wedding receptions because I always enjoy ceremonies or parties. What's the correct answer? The correct answer is, what do you think? Yes, parties, right? Why parties? Because wedding reception is a party, it's not a ceremony, okay? A reception, a wedding reception is a party, not a ceremony. Number 3, a white dress for the bride is a tradition in the United States. It's a new or an old custom that many women follow. It's a new or an old custom that many women follow. Because it's tradition, usually a tradition is, usually no, mostly like every tradition is an old custom, right? Very good. Number 4, Mr. and Mrs. Min are acquaintances of my family. We are very close, not very close to them. What's the correct answer? I mentioned this a little bit when we were doing, when we were talking and doing the reading, right? Acquaintances are people that are not very close, right? Yeah. They are not considered quote unquote friends, okay? Number 5, I'm looking forward to my brother's wedding. I'm happy, not happy that he's getting married. So, what is the meaning of looking forward? So, when you say I am looking forward, it means that you are happy or not happy. When you say I'm looking forward, it means that you are happy, that you're excited about it. Okay? Good? Easy or difficult? That's not difficult, right? I don't think it's a difficult exercise at all. I think it's pretty okay. And number 6 actually, Grace and Michael are registered for wedding gifts. The store has or does not have a list of presents they want. So if they are registered, it means that the store has a list of presents they want. Okay, that was easy, not difficult. Okay, I think it was a good exercise. I'm assuming you didn't have any difficulty with that. Okay, let's go to our next exercise. Exercise 3. So it's this exercise, we have to complete the sentences. And the words that we have to use are acquaintance, courses, fortune, looking forward, reception, symbolizes, and tradition. The number 1, my friends registered for wedding gifts at Austin's store. This one we already used, okay? So now we are going to continue and do this exercise. Sentence number 2. There were more than 300 people at my brother's wedding. Wedding what? Wedding reception. Okay? Number 3. The dinner had 3 courses. Soup, chicken, and cake. I'm hungry. We're talking about wedding ceremony, talking about food. I'm getting hungry. Number 4, it's in my culture that the groom shouldn't see the bride's dress before the wedding ceremony. It's a tradition. Okay, it's a tradition in my culture that the groom shouldn't see the bride's dress before the wedding ceremony. Okay. Number 5. Are you ready? In the United States, brides often wear something borrowed from a happily married family member for good fortune. Very good. For good fortune. Okay. Number 6, throwing rice at a wedding. At a wedding, what? At a wedding? At a wedding symbolizes fertility and longevity. Fertility means that you're going to have many children. Longevity means that you're going to live longer. Okay. Number 7, George or Jorge is to his graduation party. All of his friends will be there. George is what? Looking forward. George is looking forward to his graduation party. All of his friends will be there. Okay. And number 8, Dr. Kim is son of my parents. He lives near them. Dr. Kim is an acquaintance of my parents. He lives near them. Submit. Okay, it was okay, right? Not that bad. So let's go to our next exercise, the last one in this lesson. Okay, now you have to listen the audio, and then in your case, in your book, you have to circle the correct answer. I have to choose, but I'm gonna play the audio and listen, and then we're gonna do it together. Okay, just listen.
Hi, Giselle. How are the wedding plans going?
Oh, Nick, don't even ask. There's just so much to do. I have to go online and register for gifts, and then Bill and I have to plan the reception. Which reminds me, the restaurant just called to ask how many courses we want for the dinner.
Sounds like a lot of work. Are you planning a big wedding?
Well, Bill and I wanted a small, simple wedding, but it's not turning out that way. For one thing, our families want all their friends and acquaintances to be there. My mother made a list of more than 100 people, and that doesn't include my friends or Bill's.
Why don't you say that you don't want a big crowd at the wedding?
If I did that, it would hurt her feelings.
Yes, but if you try to invite everyone, you'll have too many people.
True. Oh, and another thing, there are all the traditions we're supposed to follow. Like, the bride has to have something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. I mean, who even knows what all that means?
But tradition can be a good thing. For example, having something old symbolizes your connection with the past and your family, and something blue symbolizes your true love for the groom. All those things are supposed to bring you good fortune.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just a little stressed out.
It'll be fine. Believe me, we're all looking forward to the big day.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again, just in case you missed something, okay? Let me play it again. You're gonna have that.
Hi, Giselle. How are the wedding plans going?
Oh, Nick, don't even ask. There's just so much to do. I have to go online and register for gifts, and then Bill and I have to plan the reception. Which reminds me, the restaurant just called to ask how many courses we want for the dinner.
Sounds like a lot of work. Are you planning a big wedding?
Well, Bill and I wanted a small, simple wedding, but it's not turning out that way. For one thing, our families want all their friends and acquaintances to be there. My mother made a list of more than 100 people, and that doesn't include my friends or Bill's.
Why don't you say that you don't want a big crowd at the wedding?
If I did that, it would hurt her feelings.
Yes, but if you try to invite everyone, you'll have too many people.
True. Oh, and another thing, there are all the traditions we're supposed to follow. Like, the bride has to have something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. I mean, who even knows what all that means?
But tradition can be a good thing. For example, having something old symbolizes your connection with the past and your family, and something blue symbolizes your true love for the groom. All those things are supposed to bring you good fortune.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm just a little stressed out.
It'll be fine. Believe me. We're all looking forward to the big day.
Okay, so now let's answer the questions. Okay, Giselle and Bill wanted a small wedding or a big wedding? According to what we heard, they wanted a small wedding. Okay, they wanted a small wedding. But it's becoming a big wedding. Why? Number two, Giselle's mom wants or doesn't want a lot of people at the wedding. Giselle's mom wants a lot of people at the wedding. That's why it's becoming a big wedding and kind of a sort of a headache to Giselle. Okay. Number three, for the wearing something old symbolizes a connection with the past. For the groom or for the bride? For the bride. Yeah, wearing something old symbolizes a connection with the past. Okay, good. And Nick thinks that it good to follow wedding traditions. It is good or it is not good to follow wedding traditions. Nick thinks that is good to follow wedding traditions. Okay, so that's all for now, guys. Let's take another break and we come back for the last part of today's class. I'll see you in a bit. Okay.